Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MLG Guild Wars 2 Invitational. I'm Sireph, this is Blue. We've got Shawn and Buell on Skype. We're about to go into Game 2 here on Legacy of the Foe Fire. This is VVV versus Sync, our homeboys VVV versus our Sync champions for NA. We saw in the first game some really great mind games coming out of Cade, sort of the leader of Sync there. Shawn, what can we sort of expect coming up into this map?
I'm really not sure what to expect after last game. We definitely didn't see a heavy emphasis on the map mechanics. They're really pushing towards points. So with Legacy of the Foe Fire, we do have the Guild Lords. I don't know if they're going to be a real heavy objective that we might see this game.
Yeah, man. Of course, Legacy of the Foe Fire, when we get into the map, you'll be able to see it. The secondary objective of this map, however, is to break into your opponent's base and kill the Guild Lord. The Guild Lord itself is worth 150 points, which is a massive amount of points that will just skyrocket you towards your victory, and really kind of almost, I wouldn't say nullifies the value of capping points, but Blue, what would you say about the Guild Lord mechanic?
To say the least, it could definitely flip the game around entirely. We've seen some games where they've been incredibly close up to the wire, and then we've had like both teams at once just completely go rush for the Lord, and it's just been a nail-biter to see which team can take it down. It can change the lead for either team in an instant if they can sneak it in. The Lord is soloable in itself by more higher skilled players, so we could even see some players sneak into the enemy base and just take it out on his own too.
That's right. Also, it allows for some really great all-ins, so we'll have to see if any cheese comes out of these teams. But let's go ahead and jump into the game here. Game 2 on Legacy of the Foe Fire. We're going to go over their builds. Actually, we don't need to go over their builds because we did that in the first game. Everything's still the same. But go ahead, guys. Don't forget we're doing a Twitter giveaway of 800 gems right now. Go ahead and tweet at MLG with hashtag MLG and the hashtag of the team you think is going to win. It's 42% for VVV, 58% for Sync. Actually, VVV is up in that count since the last game, Shawn.
Yeah, VVV coming back. That was a very close game. They started with the deficit, but they were able to pull themselves back up. So now maybe they're on their game. They have that team ready to go, and we might see them play a little better.
Awesome. Of course, on the screen, you can see the VVV roster. Mila Storm running his Warrior, Quilja on Engineer, double Engineer comp with Steamhawk, Likugat on the Ranger, and Rinko on that Guardian. If we hop on over to Sync, though, we're going to see the Sync roster. There's Cade on his Thief, Vendetta on his Ranger, double Ranger with Twerp, and Zombify is running Necro with Da Vinci on the Guardian. So the match is about to begin. We're going to hop on over into the map screen, which will stay on for the splits here, Shawn. But going over the points, we do have Waterfall up here in the top left. In the middle, we have Graveyard, and then over here we have Quarry. These are the points that they will be fighting over. Of course, and in the opposite ends, we will have the maps. So, Shawn, go over these splits for me, man.
Yeah, we have the 1 going home for Blue, as well as 4 going mid, 3 for Red going mid, and 2 going home. Let's take a look at Cade. I want to see his point of view and see what he's going to do this game.
Looks like Cade is kind of coming in up on the top here, playing the fringes, going to be using that short bow to just really be sort of annoying and do some damage. Of course, his short bow is actually a slingshot in this case, but he's going to be able to get a lot of critical hits in on the enemy team, and he's really just sort of maneuvering towards the back here. He's going to see who he can kind of call out and get that spike damage in on, and of course he'll be swapping into that pistol dagger shortly to go in on this fight.
Yeah, you see Cade just really playing the ledges, and you see Zombify in the back, staying behind Vendetta, trying to line of sight around that box over there. He's getting a little more into the team fight, but yeah, Blue team just doing fantastic with their positioning. Cade's actually going to go back, and he's going to try and steal mine while this is all going down, which is going to leave them a man down in that mid fight.
Yeah, but he's going to be totally unopposed here, Shawn. If he actually gets on the point there, he'll be able to decap it in about 2 seconds. There it is. There's the decap. What he's trying to do is get attention onto that point there, and I think that he's not really got any attention from VVV over there.
Yeah, VVV is really focused on this mid. The mid point in this game is the biggest point in all Guild Wars 2 PvP. Once you capture it, it's one of the easier points to hold in this game, and it can result in a ton of points for whoever captures it first.
Absolutely. I'm in on Da Vinci, though. Da Vinci able to keep mid decap for pretty much everything here. Vendetta is down. He's going to try and go up. No, Wump, the Giant, comes out and stomps that flag through his face. And it looks like the Spirit of Nature Renewal is coming out for the side of VVV as well. They're really, really pressuring mid here. They've got so many people and so much survivability here in the mid. And it looks like either Twerp or, yeah, I think it's Twerp who's being pushed out from Waterfall back into the midpoint.
Yeah, and Steamhawk goes down, but that Spirit of Nature Renewal instantly gets him back up, gets him back into the fight. This is definitely going in the favor of VVV.
This is great to see coming out of this, out of game 1. We may go into the game 3 here. Look at that finisher though, the cannon finisher going off on Zombify. Steamhawk surviving through pretty much everything. The rival skills able to keep him in the fight here. However, we will see DQ Scout with his spirits. Just look at how much presence VVV has in the mid, while being able to keep that home point.
One thing to point out is Red actually got that capture on Waterfall while that whole thing was going up. So they left mine a little. They pushed towards Waterfall while getting mid right there. So some two solidified points. We had Twerk go, and he was able to get the decap over there at Waterfall. But at the same time, we had Vendetta actually cap mine as well. So Sync actually, now that they lost mid, they're definitely focusing those side points and doing a great job at that.
Yeah, and if you look at the positioning though, as long as VVV doesn't like give up on Waterfall, or even if they do, they can pretty much respawn and go back to Quarry, and then they've cut off they've cut off Vendetta from his teammates up here, and they can actually just sandwich him real fast. But it looks like Vendetta's gonna get into the fight, gonna try and get and res Cade. Melee Storm's trying to stomp him, will it go through? No, Vendetta gets the res off on Cade, and Cade's still alive here, Shawn, and able to do more damage in Spike.
Yeah, definitely a good fight from Sync right there. They were able to get Quilja and Lady Steamhawk down extremely quick. Quilja, again, that Elixir R went down really early. I'm not sure if that was for Condi Cleanse, but it wasn't able to get any sort of revive text off at all. So great job by Sync right there. But VVV still holding mid. They're gonna have to pull a side point if they want to stay in this game for much longer though.
That's right, Shawn. They've got about 30 points head start to sort of get a side point here. But if we go over to Waterfall, we'll see that VVV has totally wiped here at Waterfall. I don't recommend them pushing back. They've got Hibiki on mid, and they're trying to make something happen here on Quarry. You're going to see Love Storm going over here, but Zombify and Vendetta are here. Da Vinci is keeping Storm away from the point, but Da Vinci is quite low. We'll see he popped that Ring of Warding, keeping VVV way away from him, and he's running back towards his teammates, trying to get some support, but he's been crippled. Look at the invulnerability go off, and he's blocking as well. So that is just really great survivability from coming out from the Da Vinci. Pops the Sanctuary. This bubble here keeps away enemy projectiles and, of course, other enemies. Steamhawk, though, will get on the Quarry point and begin capping it.
And that's one great thing about Da Vinci's build. It's definitely a lot tankier. So he's able to not support his team as much, but definitely hold on to those points, definitely keep those points neutralized, and the way he's been utilizing that has been near perfect.
Definitely. Shawn, I don't know if you just saw that, but the Shadow Refuge from Cade, masking both Cade and Da Vinci in the invisibility, allowing him to heal as he goes back into this team fight here. Vendetta pops out the Spirit of Nature Renewal. We do see one of the NGs popping out. The Elixir R for revives up in this team fight. This is such an even fight here, Shawn, in mid, as the Ring of Warding goes out from Da Vinci, trying to keep just VVV out of the capture circle.
And Quilja trying so hard to push towards Waterfall, but Twerp is not going to let him get it. Cade getting mine again as well. So again, Sync really strong on those side points.
Yep, we will see Quilja get on that point, but it's just too little too late as it's Twerp who's going to be getting him some pressure here. But Sync is all stacked up here in the mid. We're going to see Lady Steamhawk actually down. Cade is going to go in for the stomp. Will it go through? No, it won't. He actually gets interrupted by something there, and it looks like the 3 skill from the NG, that pop back's going to go off, but it's going to miss. Here comes more stomps, and there's the stomp in on him, and he's going to get DPS down. No, he was sort of rezzed there almost for a second by VVV, but they will get Hibiki off on the Empower in the mid.
Yeah, and VVV, everyone's just dropping. We have Deku going down.
Oh my God.
Stomp. Steamhawk before him. Love Storm. Stomp. And we actually have the Super Adventure Box nuke going off right there. Sync just really taking this mid fight right here. They're gonna be able to get this decap unless they can get some more pressure.
If you saw Hibiki's conditions, it was practically across the screen from his from the middle there. He just had so many conditions on him. The fact that he was alive is a testament to his skill, man. It was just such massive amounts of damage on him at a time. Quilja is down off the respawn. Sync is able to push back. Look how much map control they have. They've pretty much the entire top half of the map and then some. Now they're pushing in on Quarry, and all they have to deal with the Steamhawk unless someone from VVV pushes back or manages to sneak around them, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, looking at the mini-map right there, we don't see anyone from VVV pushing for anything besides their home point right there. And Sync doing a great job of really pushing in that pressure and keeping it even outnumbered. They only have 4 people right there. We have Twerp staying back to kind of keep mid. I don't know if he saw Quilja right there. Quilja might be able to get that sneak onto Waterfall, but no, Twerp does see it, and he's gonna be able to get the stop right there.
Yep, Twerp was just positioned perfectly to deal with Quilja right there. If we go in with Quilja, we'll see if he can get this sort of back up and be able to pressure Sync at all. He can decap mid if he keeps away mini Twerp, but Twerp is just there to deal with him. And of course, Cade pops off out of that team fight over on Quarry. They're gonna burst down Quilja, and Quilja had no chance there. VVV, they can actually recap their home if they get someone on it. They've pushed back Zombify and everyone over from Sync, but Da Vinci pops down that Sanctuary, able to heal him up a little bit, but no, the Stomp comes out from Storm there. The Bear Stomp does go through. You see the animation playing right there, and of course the Spirit of Nature Renewal is coming out from Deku Scout, and they're going to follow him into the mid as they begin to put pressure on other points. They might come back in this game, Shawn. It's 314 to 210 in the favor of Sync.
They're definitely going to try and take this momentum and push towards mid. Again, this mid fight really hard to take. So VVV is going to have a little bit of a hard time. Sync does have that time to let their team respond, let them get back into that mid while they're trying to hold it, as long as nothing drastic happens. But Lady Steamhawk, Cade, Vendetta instantly on him. He goes down. They were able to get the res on him right there, though.
Yep, he does rally his Feared off the point. He's getting targeted once again. Zombify trying to get him down. It looks like there's, oh my god, there's so many conditions on him. He's popping into that med pack. All of these skills were focused on healing him, but he's still at about 2,500 health and climbing actually as he is going up. But now he's going to get targeted down once again. There's the Wolf kill on him, and Vendetta is going to try and get a stomp on him. Will it happen? We'll see if he can get interrupted. No, the bunny stomp goes through. Vendetta able to push that through. And while this is happening though, Quilja is over here on Waterfall, able to decap it and fighting up against Twerk, but he's very low.
Quilja doing a great job of pushing far almost this whole game, but we're almost seeing a complete repeat of the last mid fight where Sync is able to just take someone down one by one. They're really cleaving those conditions and just wearing down the whole team at once and then just cycling through the stomps.
Yep, also Cade over on Quarry, able to decap and cap for his team. We will see Steamhawk pushing up here. I don't know if we'll be able to get here in time for the decap. Cade actually just opting to go ahead and jump in on him. The Shadow Step is really effective, able to get a blind off, and he's going to just be doing so much damage on Steamhawk, really without needing to do anything. The Shadow Refuge does go off, and he will just try and get as much stealth in as possible. Of course, when you are stealth and on a point, you do not count towards capping the actual point. Let's go ahead and check out what's going on in mid, Shawn.
Yeah, over at mid, again, we have this long, drawn-out fight. VVV actually wearing down Vendetta and Zombify a little bit. Zombify actually about to go down. He does go down. They might be able to get the res on him as they've been, instantly right back up. We have Da Vinci and Twerp right there. They were just right there to pick him up, and he's going to stay in this fight. But VVV is not stopping the cleave. They're continuing to push him. He had to kind of get better position, but he actually fell off the ledge right there.
Yep, he's just one level above them up the stairs there, but when he went down, the Resolute Healer did push back everyone from VVV, but they're going to try and get him down once again. He's in the Distraught form, but that's only going to last for a very short time. He's really low, about 3k health there. The Sanctuary comes out from one of the Guardians, but he's not able to get in on that Sanctuary. He's going to get stomped by the Love Storm, and there it is. Womp the Giant coming in to drive it home once more. Let's go in with a Deku Scout, though. The Spirit Ranger for VVV not quite able to stay alive here. He's down now. We'll see if a stomp comes through from Da Vinci or not. He's going to try and get res by his teammates, and will it? No, he was so close to resing there, but the stomp does go through on him. Let's check out Renko Hibiki, Shawn.
Yeah, looking at Renko right there, trying to dodge around the point. He actually goes down right there. He had his heal up, but it was a Signet, so he was just trying to let it tick. All of his utilities were completely on cooldown right there, so he wasn't really able to pop anything extra to stay alive.
Yep, but Red Team able to capture Waterfall. Zombify is right behind Quilja here. He's going to be able to take out, actually, the Steamhawk, but Zombify actually gets netted by Steamhawk's rifle skills there. He's going to be immobilized for a second. Meanwhile, Cade able to decap, and they're going to win this game.
Sync? Yeah, if they win that right there, 500 to 300.
Yep, Sync taking the 2-0 over VVV in the first round. Unfortunately, VVV will be dropping out of the tournament from round 1. Sync are North American champions from PAX, moving on to the round of 4, the semifinals. So I think that's, man, that game, look at the scores again. Cade at 220 points, and he deserves it. The amount of caps, the amount of kills, just really, really legendary.
Yeah, and actually I think me and Blue wanted to talk about Cade that game.
Yeah, I think we're going to, Blue, Go ahead, talk about Cade.
All right, so let's talk about Cade, actually. Cade running Thief. However, Cade runs something that we don't actually see a lot of Thieves running nowadays, which is going to be that dagger pistol build. Shawn, what do you make of that build? What are its advantages? What are its disadvantages? And how does he contribute to the team with that build?
So to talk about dagger pistol build and why it's special, let's first talk about the more normal build. So in normal thieves, or the more common thieves that we see, is the sword dagger build. With sword dagger, you see a lot of sustained damage as well as boon removal. They're able to remove heals, stability, stuff like that, as well as really high evasiveness. It's not extremely hard to play, even though the skill cap is marginally high. Now, Cade's build, it's not something we see that too often because it is just extremely hard to play. The dagger pistol build is a really squishy build that's got tons of utility with stealth and mobility. And so Cade, he goes into those games and he's very sneaky. He's able to get on people, completely just tear them down if he's able to get his skills right. And last game, we just saw him staying invisible, playing stealth, kind of going sneaky, and he was able to push far when it was needed. And if no one was on the point, he'd get the decap, and he could instantly be back at that mid fight. And Cade just did a great job with that, Blue.
And obviously, as we saw, it worked out pretty well for them. They came out on top once again, and with that, like we just said, we are going to be seeing Sync move on into the semifinals. Now, talking real quick about how the team actually did. So I just want to know what you think. Around the 7:30 mark, we did see Sync possibly get a little bit greedy there, going for that third cap. Do you think that sort of strategy is going to hurt them later on in the tournament, or do you think they're going to be able to pull that off successfully again?
They might have learned from it. The only reason why it went bad, so they actually had Twerp stay back to watch for Quilja, which was perfect because Quilja did push in and Twerp was able to get that kill. But the only reason Twerp was able to get that kill so fast is Cade actually had to leave to go help him. So they're actually 3v5 at mine right there, which led them to wipe, and then they were able to push mid. But but Sync was actually able to respawn and regroup for that mid fight. So it did hurt him a little bit just because Cade had to leave, but that pressure really helped to improve their point lead with just the mid and waterfall point.
All right, and that, well, they obviously played well, and we're going to see them move on into the next round. Sireph?
That's right. Of course, the next match we're going to have is We Have No Creativity FML versus 2 Metas Ahead Pro. Two North American teams. Of course, FML, formerly SOAC Blue. You can see them now. Sync moving on to the semifinals. We're going to just go down this list tonight as we do these matches here. But guys, we're going to actually throw to a quick 3-minute commercial break. Please don't go anywhere. We're going to be bringing you more Guild Wars 2 action after this.